This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danushka Madhavela and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The Education Minister said that salary anomalies of the teachers and the principals will be sorted out at the next budget. He added that this is not the time to call for an immediate solution to the problem that has existed for 24 years. More than 245,000 second doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine have been administered within the past 2 days. The island-wide vaccination drive against coronavirus is carried out successfully at present. 2,450 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. Purchasing paddy in 19 districts is successfully underway. News overseas: gunmen attack home of Afghan Defense Minister in Kabul. Sports news: Chinese Olympic gold medalists face investigation over Mao badges. We move on to local news in detail now. The Minister of Education, Professor J.L. Piri, said that salary anomalies of the teachers and the principals will be sorted out at the next budget. He added that the way to increase salaries is set aside the necessary financial allocations for the budget in November. The minister further said that it is unfair to call for an immediate solution to the teachers' problems that has existed for 24 years at a time when not only Sri Lanka but the entire world is in a severe economic crisis. The minister said this addressing the media at the end of a discussion held at the Ministry of Education yesterday with the representatives of the teachers and principals trade unions. During the discussion with the trade unions, the government pointed out the history of issue to them. This problem persisted from government to government for about 24 years. It was not something that happened yesterday. It was a perennial issue. This can be pointed out as a problem growing for so long and pestered on this government. Therefore, not attending school or not educating the children is not an appropriate solution at this time. At a time when the entire world is in the midst of a severe economic crisis and some countries are even slashing salaries, the government of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has taken steps to pay the salaries of public servants, including teachers, uninterruptedly, the government side pointed out. It is not practical to make such a request in an environment where all major sources of revenue to the government, such as VAT, customs, excise and foreign worker remittances, have been severely affected, the minister said. More than 245,000 second doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine have been administered within the past 2 days. The first dose of the AstraZeneca jabs was administered in the Kargol district yesterday. State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana said that 22,981 first doses of the UK-manufactured vaccine were rolled out in the district within the day. With a donation of 728,460 AstraZeneca jabs from Japan, Sri Lanka commenced administering the second dose for those who had received its first dose at the start of the country's inoculation drive. The island-wide vaccination drive against the coronavirus is carried out successfully at present. According to the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, 2,450 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. Among the cases confirmed, 2,423 are from the New Year cluster and 27 are foreign arrivals currently in quarantine. According to the Epidemiology Unit report at 11 p.m. on Tuesday, A total of 316,219 COVID-19 cases have been reported and 28,878 infected patients are being treated at hospitals, while 282,770 patients are fully recovered and been discharged from hospitals. Sri Lanka on Tuesday reported that 74 deaths due to COVID-19 occurred on Monday, August 2nd, 2021. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed that 74 deaths occurred on Monday, August 2nd, due to COVID-19. Among the Monday's deaths, 48 are of males and 26 females. The majority of the deaths, numbering 56, are of elderly people in the 60 years and above age group. According to the data reported by the Government Information Department, the total deaths due to COVID-19 since the pandemic began has now risen to 4,645, including the deaths confirmed on Monday. According to the Epidemiology Unit report, so far a total of 10,309,855 people have received a first dose of COVID-19 vaccine and 2,448,361 have received the second dose. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
Continuing with more stories here at home. The Paddy Marketing Board says that purchasing paddy in 19 district is successfully underway at present. The board has purchased 1,500 million kilos of paddy from the farmers in the relevant districts. 300 storage facilities have been established island-wide to store paddy harvests. State Minister Shehan Semasinga says that a debt regulatory authority draft bill will be tabled in Parliament soon. He said that a new hotline was introduced to inform authorities about malpractices when conducting microfinance transactions. The State Minister mentioned this while attending to introduce the hotline number at the Samruddhi State Ministry Auditorium. The hotline number 071-832-0000 has been introduced with the aim of microloans methodically. The State Ministry of Transport has requested the Inspector General of Police to arrest and take legal action against bus drivers and conductors who violate health guidelines and quarantine regulations that are in place in the country at present. In a letter to the IGP, the State Ministry has requested police to conduct island-wide raids from today. The State Ministry has requested police to raid all private and Sri Lanka Transport Board buses that transport people above its seat capacity. The State Ministry said in a statement that the request is being made after complaints were received that during the past 3 days, a large number of people have been violating quarantine and health guidelines following the easing of travel restrictions. That's on local news.
The largest bonus declared in the history of the Sri Lankan insurance industry. Sri Lanka Insurance Grand Bonus, an unmatchable bonus of 8.6 billion rupees only for Sri Lanka Insurance life policy holders from the nation's largest insurer. Call 0112-357-357 for more details. Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Ambassador of Sri Lanka to Turkey, M. Rizvi Hassan, has visited the Black Sea region of Turkey to explore areas and sectors that Sri Lanka could establish relations and to enhance trade, investment and tourism links. During the visit, Ambassador Hassan met the President and members of Trade Chamber of Commerce of Sinop Province, prominent business personalities in the province of Urdu, regional and several district governors, and the mayor of the metropolitan city of Urdu, the Sri Lankan embassy in Ankara said. The president of the Chamber of Commerce, Sinop, and the executive board of the chamber identified sectors that Sri Lankan exporters could establish links with Turkish prospective buyers. That's our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watchlight, the Elections Secretariat has introduced a program to apply online to register in 2021 voters list. The relevant information for online registration can be obtained by logging in to Election Commission's website www.election.gov.lk. That came to you on Watchlight. Moving on to world news headlines. Gunmen attack home of Afghan Defense Minister in Kabul. Ship hijacked off UAE ordered to sail to Iran. German pensioner given hefty fine for WW2 tank in-house. World news in detail. 4 people have been killed after militants attacked the home of the Afghan defense minister. Bismillah Khan Mohammadi was not at home on Tuesday as gunmen detonated a car bomb and fired shots near Kabul's heavily fortified green zone. His family was safely evacuated and the attackers killed. The attack comes as fighting continues in other key Afghan cities, with the UN Security Council calling for an immediate end to the violence. A Panama-flagged ship has been hijacked by armed men in the Gulf of Oman and ordered to sail to Iran, Lloyd's List Maritime Intelligence has confirmed. The bitumen tanker MV Asphalt Princess is heading into the congested approach to the Strait of Hormuz, he said. It is not clear who has seized the ship, but analysts say Iranian forces will be suspected. Iran's Revolutionary Guards dismissed the reports as a pretext for hostile action against Tehran. The incident comes less than a week after an oil tanker operated by an Israeli-owned company was attacked by a drone off Oman, killing 2 security guards, 1 British and the other Romanian. The US, UK and Israel blamed Iran for the attack, a claim it strongly denies. Finally, on world news, a pensioner in Germany has been convicted of illegal weapons possession after he was found to own an extensive personal arsenal, including a tank. The defendant, who's 84, has been handed a suspended prison sentence of 14 months and has been ordered to pay a fine of 250,000 euros. Officials found the tank and other World War II-era military equipment at the defendant's house in the northern town of Heikendorf in 2015. The army had to help remove the items. On Monday, the court ordered the defendant, who cannot be named under German privacy laws, must sell or donate the tank and an anti-aircraft cannon to a museum or collector within the next 2 years. That's on World News.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, #1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
The UAE has decided to allow some categories of passengers from countries where inbound flights were banned as of tomorrow. Fully vaccinated residents and some unvaccinated individuals in certain categories from prohibited countries, including India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Nigeria and Uganda, will be allowed to return to the UAE under the latest travel update issued by authorities. The move was announced on Tuesday by the General Civil Aviation Authority and the National Emergency, Crisis and Disaster Management Authority and will come into effect as of tomorrow.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, #1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
On sports news, the International Olympic Committee says it is investigating 2 Chinese cyclists who wore badges featuring an image of the country's former leader Mao Zedong during a medal ceremony. A spokesman said the IOC had contacted the Chinese Olympic Committee for a report on the incident. The pair, Bao Shanzhu and Zhong Tianxi, won the women's sprint on Monday. Such gestures are a potential breach of Olympic rules banning political statements. Article 50 of the Olympic Charter says no kind of demonstration or political, religious or racial propaganda is permitted in any Olympic sites, venues or other areas. That's on Sports News.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Pan-Asia Banking Corporation PLC reported an impressive performance for the 6-month period, which ended 30th June, to report a pre-tax profit of 1,822 million rupees and a post-tax profit of 1,356 million rupees, with growth rates of 27% and 50% respectively, while demonstrating the resilience amidst challenging macroeconomic conditions. The bank's performance was categorized by strength and resilience despite the heightened uncertainty due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Some of the world's biggest financial institutions are working on a plan to speed the closure of coal-fired power plants in Asia. The initiative was developed by UK insurer Prudential, is being driven by the Asian Development Bank and includes major banks HSBC and Citi. The ADB hopes the plan will ready for the COP26 climate conference, which is being held in Scotland in November. The plan aims to tackle the biggest human-made source of carbon emissions.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Several spells of showers will occur in Sabragamu and western provinces and in Gaul, Mathura, Nuwara and Kandy districts. A few showers will occur in northwestern province. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Uva province and in Ampara, Batiklo and Mullaitivu districts during the evening or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. Fairly strong winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected in the western slope of Central Hills, North Central and Northwestern provinces and in Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines. The Education Minister said the salary anomalies of the teachers and the principals will be sorted out at the next budget. He added that this is not the first time to call for an immediate solution to the problem that has existed for 24 years. More than 245,000 second doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine have been administered within the past 2 days. The island-wide vaccination drive against coronavirus is carried out successfully at present. 2,450 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. Purchasing paddy in 19 districts is successfully underway. News overseas, gunmen attack home of Afghan Defense Minister in Kabul. Sports, Chinese Olympic gold medalists face investigation over Mao badges. With that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news.